Hey everyone. Yes, you've been watching David Knox videos up till now. Some of the videos we have are going to be our very own homegrown videos. So this particular lesson is, let me see, doing comp analysis using RPR. So by now you've gotten into your Stellar MLS. You've probably poked around a little bit. Maybe some of you have taken the class. Um, I hope that all three are the case, or at least the first two. What we're going to do is we're going to start by getting into the MLS. Now, doing a comp analysis coming out of an open house, especially, you're going to find the occasional person who has a home that they have to sell before they can buy another one. The opportunity for you is that you can get the listing. Love to be able to help you sell your house and find a new one, right? So where do you begin, right? So basically, you asked them, hey, have you valued your house? And if not, would you like me to do it for you? And hopefully they say yes, and you can offer that as a service. I'd be happy to do a comp analysis on your home to see what we could list it for. Now, this won't always work, but you want to be able to know how to do it when somebody comes to you and says, yeah, I would love to know the value of my home. Collect all of their information, I'll do the research, and I'll get back to you. So this is the research part of it. You'll come into your MLS once you log in and you click on the little MLS square. This brings you into your Stellar home page. Now, I've got a property all picked out. Now, they'll have given you their address to check out on. I picked a home just nearby the office here, random. And so we're going to pull it up and we're going to take a look at it and run some comparables on it and see what comes up. So I'm going to recommend that you all pick a home in your neighborhood or nearby area that you're familiar with, and that you start looking up some addresses and doing some comp analysis on some properties. This particular one is 5438 Eggleston. It's actually right down the street from here. And so I went on to the tax map, just clicked on it, went, okay, that's an address, and there's been some activity in the area too, so that'll be kind of nice. And we'll do a search for that. Boom. And it looks like there's been a couple of sales. Oh, it looks like we had it's like, let me see, 88,000 and then 222,000. So these are, this is history, a little history on Eggleston. Um, oh, good. So this was a list date. This was the home and what it looked like when it listed in 2015. And it looks like they fixed it up because they sold it again in 2016 for $219,900. Well, that was the list price. Sold price would be further down. Sold price 222.6. So it looks like they actually got more than what they listed it for. Well, that's cool. Now, you could have selected either one of these, and if this particular property wasn't already pre-sold, that you couldn't find it in the MLS, there are other ways to locate the property and get into what we're going to do today: RPR property reports. Now, there are several ways that you can dig in and do research in a home and get values. This is one of those ways I use. The other one, and I don't recommend it, not for professional use, but you'll want to go into the neighborhood and find the home in Zillow. Now, I always zoom in on the neighborhood and select the house myself. I never type in the address, especially if you're working with somebody. All of a sudden, Zillow is going to be queued up, and someone's going to be curious and end up giving the owners a phone call and saying, "Hey, I understand you might want to list your house," and you don't want to lose that client. So never type in the address on a Zillow search. Always go into the neighborhood, zoom in, and then select the house. Now, you can find the house on like MapQuest or one of those things, Google Maps, and then you can pull up this map here that it'll give you, and you can select the house that way. in Zillow. And so it'll help you find out a range of homes. But the only reason I use Zillow is because everybody else does, consumer-wise, and you just kind of want to know what they're spouting off. Zillow is never accurate, and they can be off by as much as 20 to 30% on some of the valuations. But what we're going to do here is we're going to actually dig in. We want to find our own comparables. So what do we have here? We have a home, 4 bedrooms, 2 baths. Okay, and it sold a couple years ago, actually 3 for $220. So we got this little thing over here called RPR Property Report. Get familiar with it. This is a wonderful tool. You're going to want the app too. The app you have on your phone, what's really cool is if you're showing a home, you can pull this up actively and see all the other homes that are listed in that area. So you might be showing a home and going, you know what, we didn't like this one, but let's try this one down the street. You can hit showing time, boom, you're in, and you get yourself another showing. So it can be really convenient to pay off. So we're going to click on that little button, and it's going to carry you right across. Boom. It's doing, as you can see here, deep linking. That's actually kind of new. So if my computer seems a little slow to you, it's because I'm actually recording the screen and doing this at the same time, and my computer's going. So this will go a little quicker for you. Home details. Oh, good. Bingo. All right. So this is a RPR. This is what comes up with. And this RVM, well, you know what? The people who do RPR, they have their own analysis. They kind of go out and they pull numbers from the local area, and they come up with their own estimates. And the estimate here, automated estimate, RVM is $299, $530. That's just quick. And it tells you down here that it's 4 stars. So they're not 100% convinced that the price would be $299, but they're fairly secure in their selection. And anyway, that's kind of an automated, quick, hey, right off the top of my head, this is what it might be valued at. 4 bedroom, 2 bath in this area. And it gives you, sometimes it gives you details, or in this case, if there's nothing available quickly, it gives you a Google photo. But I want to go here. I want to go create, build a comp analysis for this property. So we're going to do our own. First thing we do when we click that, it brings us here to comp analysis. Here's all of our information on that particular property. Here's today's date. When it did sell, it was 67 days on the market, living space, size of the property, everything. So we're going to let this load. And I think that should be good. And we want to confirm the facts. Now, sometimes you'll see a home that had a recent listing, and it might have an extra bedroom. So the public records might show a 3, and this could show a 4, and so some work's been done to the house, so might require a little research. Here's an instance where public records showed almost 2,400 square feet, and the listing data is actually a little bit smaller. So something you're going to want to look in if you end up having to list this house. Might be some questions. Anyway, so you kind of know that. You go ahead and hit confirm the facts and close. And it's going to take the 2251 is going to take what's on the listing data. That's okay. For what we're doing, you do want to find out. It might be a phone call. Hey, I'm doing some research, and I see that it's a little bit different in here. And they might say, oh, yeah, we moved something or whatever. Now, you confirm the home facts. Now we want to find comparables. So you're going to click on this button here. And this is going to give you an area map. Now, it's going to search this entire area around your home, which we call our subject property. If you've come fresh out of school, you know what your subject property is. We're going to want to, I don't want to search out here. I don't want to know what these homes are going for. So I'm going to I just want to kind of squeeze in on this area right here because that's where those are where the homes were. That's where I want to compare to. I don't need to compare to homes on the other side of Lee Road. Okay, so we know the subject property is a 4-bedroom, 2-bath. So we can look for 4s. Now, if you just want to do a 4-2 and just see what other 4-2s are in the area, that there's nothing wrong with that. Gives you a living area, I think plus or minus 300 roughly square feet. A little bit more. Actually, yeah, a lot more. Yeah, so it gives you a range, and the 2251 would kind of be in the middle of that. And then lot size if you want to, but it looks like all the lots are pretty common around here. So I'm just going to leave the lot size blank. So these are the key 3: your living area, bedroom, bathroom, and whatever sold in the last 6 months. Let's see what sold there in the last 6 months. And you can see here it says 300. It just rounded. Oh, okay. So we got a couple of houses. It's a house right next door that sold for 226 recently. 296 is over here. Now that's it's a little sparse. So I'm going to actually go back. I'm going to go back a year, and just to open it up, it might just go back to November, December last year. And mind you, we're still looking we're looking for exact matches of 4-2s. So we're still looking a little sparse. I got one here at 220 and another one over here. So I'm going to open this up just a little bit. And I'm going to say, because this is a 4-bedroom, I want to say give me 3 to 5. And give me, with a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, give me 1 to 3. And there's a reason you want to do this, because you can get, you can get decent evaluations with this. See what this opens up to. So yeah, we've got a few more here that kind of open it up to us. So you can see them listed here on the map, and they're also down here. All of these with a blue star means that the automated RVM went and grabbed those and used those as part of the calculation. You may choose to or not to. That's up to you. But you do have a 4-2, and so you do want to add this. Now, if I click here, add this to my comp list, it's going to take that one right there. It just turned it black. The other way to do it is you can actually select this. And it gives you this little drop down, 4-2, 2,500 square feet. Well, you know what? I've got that's a couple hundred square feet off, but it's a 4-2 and it sold at 226. So I'm going to use this as a comp. You can actually check it off here, and it checks it off down here. So there's a couple of ways that you can do this, which means that you can go over here and say, well, what's this one? This one sold pretty cheap. That was a 3-2. That's a 5-3. That one sold at 279. You know what? I'm going to grab that one. Boy, that's probably not one I'm going. That's a 3-2, but see the square footage is tiny. That sold for 147. Now, just because the square footage is off, when it does the calculations, it'll adjust for that. So that's okay. And here's one that sold for. Let me see. That's a 3-2 that sold for 195. So you already know, even this one at 226, see, that's off. Sorry, select the right one. Yeah, 299. So it sold for 300,000. Am I selecting my own? Yeah, 226, 4-2. So, boy, it'll be interesting to see what the differences are on those. What else? We got a brand new one on the market out here. What's this guy? This is listed actually for sale. It's a 5-3 for 335. So we can actually we could look at that. So we want to take a look at that. Or, if you don't want to use any of those, you're saying, you know what, I really just want my 4.2s. You can remove all those comps. You don't have to. Yeah, sure. I can go back and do that later. If I want to play around with different scenarios, I can. So I want to remodify my search. And in the last 12 months, let's go back to 4 and 4, 2 and 2, and search. All right, so my client or my prospective client's living in this house. This house just sold for 226. Definitely want to use that. This house, which is not that far away, it's still in the same neighborhood. That's a 4.2, sold for 295. So right now you got a range. You got 226 to 296. Average, it rounds up. Here's a 4.2 that sold for 219. I'm going to use this. And this is a new one on the market. So if you got 3 homes that sold, you got a new one on the market for 260. And you got this guy over here. That's, you got a good set of comps here. We got several homes, 4.2s that are in that price range or that are in that neighborhood. All right. So look, now we got a new range. We got 198 to 395 based on square footage. So we're going to update this valuation and we're going to close. So without making any adjustments, you now have a comp of 200 to $400,000. Now, why is it? Where do I get $400,000? Well, right in the middle of that, averages 126 a square foot, which comes out to 283,000. You could go with that. As a rough estimate, roughly $280,000. You're looking at this range. I never go down the bottom here. I usually use the middle and up. Oh, no, we don't want to do that. Sorry, cancel. We want to review our comps. You can adjust them. So basically, what's allowing you to do is actually go in and look at each of them and find out what they're all about. Well, they're all going to match. This one sold at $226,000, $88 a square foot. Boy, that's pretty darn low. It probably needed some work. So, and it's also a larger home, right? So 2,500 square feet. So that's how it breaks it out. So basically, you've got a range here, 88. Looks like this one sold at 176. You go next. So 5. This one's on sale at 136 a square foot. And let's see, this one's 4.2. Now, you may not have had the opportunity to look inside the home. So you're not going to know if they've upgraded everything. Do they have a brand new kitchen, countertops, the whole thing? You're not going to know that. So that's why when you do a comp, you're going to end up doing it in a range form. And so here you are. You will you can actually click on this property. It's for sale. And by selecting the property, it's going to bring it up another RPR window. And look, here's the list price, and their AVM comes up at 271. And then you can go here and you can look at the photos. It's a different style home. You can look at the windows too. So the windows are those older aluminum, what do they call them? Awning windows. This picture was enhanced, by the way. No one's grass is that green. Anyway, the point of doing this is you could actually see, what you want to do is see pictures of the inside of the home. Oh, this has a pool too. So you'll want to make note of that. But you look at pictures inside the home, and you're going to want to see it. Is it fully upgraded? Is it a really, is it a beautiful home? And then you'll have questions. Don't be afraid to call your prospective clients and go, you know what? I'm looking at other homes in the area. What have you done? Any upgrades to your home? And you might have asked those questions right at the very beginning. I'm going to do comps. Is there anything I should know about your home? And so, oh yeah, we got brand new countertops, stainless steel appliances, all of that. So you'll at least know what you're looking at. So based on what you've seen here, even at $136 a square foot, it sold. This was smaller space-wise, but the value of the home, because of the upgrades that they did, gave it a higher value. Now this is for sale. They haven't sold it. Doesn't mean they're going to get $260,000. But if you found that the upgrades on this home were the same as the upgrades on this home, or vice versa, then you could be looking at something in the 130, 140 a square foot range. And you would do that. You would actually make the adjustments by saying that, how does this property compare to the subject? Well, you know what? This property may be worse. Subject may be a lot better. And so what you've done is you've made some changes. This might be about the same condition-wise. This could end up being a little bit better condition, right? And so once you have all of this, you've made some judgments, you come up with something that's probably maybe closer to the 290 range. So now you can update and close. Here we go. Okay, so now you've updated and we made some adjustments, and now you're thinking, well, you know what? It's probably closer to the 290, 300 range. And that's what you would do. You would actually come in and say, well, I think you're looking at, and you can actually edit this. So you could say, look, based on what I see, you can add up, you go like 299, right? Recommended price might be 299. And then you can enter a minimum. I wouldn't go any less than 290. Based on what I've seen out there, I wouldn't go any higher than 330. And you'll determine that by looking at the other homes. What are they going for? Because don't forget, when you're marketing a listing, right? These are products on a shelf, and you've got to compete. So the home that they have has to be competitively priced with the other homes and amenities out there. One home has a pool. This one may not have a pool. So you're not going to want to add the value of a pool onto your home. Or yours might have a pool and a garage and all this, and the other house doesn't. You're going to want to make those determinations as you go along. Where is the value of your house? An appraiser, as you know, will give an exact value, where in this case, where you're working, doing comparative analysis, you're saying, well, based on competition and comparisons in your neighborhood on what sold most recently, I put your home in the 290 to 330 range. And then you talk about how you might want to come to market. So play with the numbers. Look at this. This is the tool you want to get into and learn how to make those adjustments and those determinations. From my point of view, evaluating homes has always been my biggest challenge. So you'll want to play around with this tool and use it a lot. But once you come up with a value, or a value range in this case, you can actually come down here and hit Create Report. Bingo. So now you can do a seller's report, you can do a generic property report. You're looking at all these reports and going, wow, well, what's in the report? Well, you click over here on more details, and it will tell you all of the pieces in that report. Now you can see I don't use all of this, but here's what I recommend. Generate a report with everything in it. Just click everything. You want, boom, I want extended home facts. I want refined value. I want all of this. Refined value, by the way, is another selection up here under when we were home. Back to property details. When we were at home, it was there was a refined value, and you can actually take the RBM value and say, look, the market's really hot right now, and you can add that, and there were upgrades. You can add value to the upgrades, and it will actually change that RBM number for you. So that would be the refined value. Listing price, estimated value change. So select all of these. What you saw I had selected as sometimes I just want to spit out the bare minimum, and I just want to see what's what my home is, and I don't want everything else, which is okay at any time. If you wanted to just pull pages out of this, you can, but you can go back and rerun this as many times as you want. Play with the seller's report, property report. They give you all different stuff. Now you come down here and you can email it directly. I don't do that. I actually will just download it as a PDF, and I say, go ahead and run the report. Now, as you get familiar with it, now this report, this will take a couple of minutes to run. So not just because it's churning on my computer, but generally, and you'll see here, it will take 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, so it's going to take 2 to 3 minutes. That's up here. It's running. See, seller's report is being generated. That's cool. And if your volume is on your computer, you'll get a little ding dong, kind of like the sound of somebody at your front door. It'll let you know the report's done. So we'll give it a few minutes and let that do its thing. While it's doing its thing, here's another thing I want to show you. So let's say you're looking at a home and you realize that, well, you can't find it in the MLS because, well, maybe it's a new construction area for whatever reason. It hasn't been bought or sold in quite a while, because you're going to go in the MLS and you might do a search for a home and just not find it. You can go into, well, we can actually go back to the beginning. So you can do it instead of going into the matrix. You can go from the matrix. You can go in there, but you can go into IMAP too. So you go to IMAP here, or you can go in the matrix. And you can select IMAP over here to do an IMAP search. Or if you're in your search, anything you pull up on a property is going to have your little IMAP insignia here too. But let's say you tried to find it, couldn't find anything. So basically you're here. I'm going to go into IMAP. I don't know what this is still trying to do. Boom, boom. Okay, so over here you have to tell it what county you're searching in. So make sure that you're in the right county. I know I'm in Orange. I happen to be in Orange, but we cover all the counties. So this IMAP is a tax database search, so it's not necessarily limited to just Aura. So in Orange County, I want to go in here and I want to put the property address. My property address, I want to hunt for it, and it contains that. You can actually do contains or begins with or whatever. There's a lot of things you can do. If you happen to know the owner's name, you could put an owner name in here. But that's usually enough. Boom. 5438 Eggleston. I mean, how many 5438 Egglestons will it find? Oh, look, only one. And yeah, I happen to speak with Brendan at the open house, and so I know he's one of the owners. It's perfect. So now I've got my tax information on the home. Yeah, there's a little history down here of who bought what for what. Oh, that's kind of cool too, because look, I know now that they took out a mortgage in July of 2016. So now when I'm having a conversation with them, I know they paid this for it. This was the mortgage, and they've had it since 2016. I can go on online, do an amortization of this, and find out pretty much within the next couple of $100 what their payoff's going to be. Sometimes it'll actually tell you what the percentage of the loan is, but you can go and find the history of loan percentages online too, and find out what the going rate was in July of 2016. Do a amortization from that date forward, and pretty much get what they owe. So that'd be kind of nice when you're having a conversation. Go say, I understand you own about $198,000 in your home. So that being the case, have you made extra payments, or is that about right? No, oh, that's pretty good. My point is, though, if you find it this way through an IMAP search, you go over here, and there's your little RPR button right there, which will take you to this little tool, and bingo, look, that was good timing. Report has been successfully generated. Download the report. It's going to load it up on your screen. It's just still spinning over here. I don't know what's up with that. Seller's report. And there we have it. Look at that. Oh, and if you set up your profile and everything, boom, you get your pick. This is presented by you. Welcome, Realtor. Yes. And all your pertinent content information and stuff, right? So this is an 80-page report. Up here, you would select download, or don't print it unless you have to. You can. I have on occasion have done prints, and because you can download this to a PDF, put it on a thumb drive. You can go down to Office Max, and as a Florida realtor, you get a little card. You get discounts at I believe Office Max, and so you can have this actually printed in color and bound and the whole thing. I used to do that. I don't do that anymore, and I'm happy to share with you why. But it's just kind of nice. Basically, with this larger file, I end up putting it on my Google Drive and then sharing the link with the prospective customer, and they can just go click it and download it there too. But I don't even do full reports anymore. This is for you to get to use the tool, get to know what it's about, what it can do for you, and then you can pick and choose what you want to use. So here's our map up here. Here's the estimated value, right? The 299, 350. We're coming in at 290, so we're pretty darn close. And I think we had put in, yeah, that was about right, because we were thinking it was going to be 299 to 330. So this is kind of a cool tool. Gives you this 350 range, 395. That might get them a little overexcited. So we can certainly play with that. But we're within range in our own comps. It's not bad. So, but these are all the home facts, extended home facts, and I would encourage you to actually download this, review it, take a look at all of the pertinent information. Down here, somewhere in the page, in the middle of it, you will actually see, I think, market. So I think we want prior. Okay, these are the comps. So it lists, here it is. Here's this, all right, so this is somewhere down in the middle of your report are your comps. So it starts here, it says, okay, these are the comps, Max. Here's your house, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and here are the comparables that we found in the area. This one's an active one. This one sold recently, and these two sold a little shorter while ago. And these are the homes and how they compare, right? Per square footage, where we came out 129 a square foot. The others are coming out. This one was 176. Basically, I showed you how to play with this number here. And here's the other comp. There were 5 that we had in total. This is 136. So all of that being said, you now know how to produce a comparative analysis for a potential listing customer. If you get into this and you're this far, then we're going to be sitting down together and going over the specifics on how you want to present to your customer. I'll help you with that. This gets you in the tool and gets you understanding how to use it and how to produce some basic comps, and you can get pretty detailed. You can use this to a great advantage, to your advantage. And play with it. Try different homes. Try your own home if you're living in one right now. Get to know your area. Poke around. You can actually, it's a good tool. And in one of our classes, I'll show you how to use the app, the RPR app. It works. It's the same login and password. So once you download it, you log in and you set up, and it's especially useful when you're showing homes. So, all right, I'm going to stop sharing here at some point, and I think it may actually cut off. So I'm going to say goodbye. We'll talk on Friday, and have a great week. Take care.